Amstel, bueno, pues Amstel.
Vale.
Con tal de que sea sin.
Vale.
Gracias.
¿Una copita fría?
Sí, por favor. Gracias.
I may be getting old, but this gin tonic's almost too strong, and I never thought I would say that, but there's some serious gin going in there. Good morning. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It's early, as you can see from my eyes. Yoli's still asleep, so that means it's just you and me. We got an email the other day from a follower who was looking at moving to Spain, and he wanted to know what the cost of living is like. Now, he wants to know that because it's an important question. He wanted to know kind of when he would be ready financially to make the move and how long his money is going to last here. Now, we don't live in all of Spain. We live in Madrid, but we thought it would be a cool opportunity to make a video with you guys following us along in our everyday life and showing you the prices that we encounter every day and what it costs to live here in Madrid. And so that's what you'll find out today. We'll let you know all our household monthly expenses. We're going to go into the center on public transport. We're going to grab some lunch. I need to get some clothes because these are getting a little worn. We're going to go to the supermarket. We're going to go to the market. It's going to be a super packed day, probably a little more packed than usual, but it's a chance to show you guys all these prices that we encounter in our everyday life here in Madrid. Now, as you may know, Yoly and I are designing an online class at the moment to help people move to Spain called the Move to Spain Masterclass. It'll be out in a few months in a beta testing phase. And so this is perfect because we're just at the point where we're designing out the whole cost of living module for Spain. So, all right, first up, coffee. So for coffee, we get whole beans that we grind up from a local place called El Pozo. We get their cheapest Arabica coffee by the kilo. None of that nasty Robusta stuff, but nor do we get like the really artisanal kind of like crazy single blend, single place, all that sort of stuff. So this is $15.80 for a kilo of beans, and it's pretty good. It works. So obviously the biggest expense that we have is the mortgage, the monthly mortgage payments. So we bought this place, not this place, that's a neighbor. So this place over here, we bought it less than a year ago, just before the pandemic, terrible timing, for 257,000 euros. And we have a 20-year mortgage. We have 19 years left on the mortgage, and we pay 998 euros and 44 cents a month. Now, if you want to know more about the process of buying the apartment and how we went about it, you can check the links below, and I'll link a couple of videos. So let's jump into Google Maps. So this is the area we live, more or less, around here. You can see that it's outside the M30 ring road, which is this freeway motorway that runs right around the city. Go inside the M30 and prices get higher because you're closer to the center. So if you're here within the ring road, really kind of tight within the historic center, I would say you're going to be paying a minimum 1,000 euros a month for a 2-bedroom apartment to rent, and you're going to be paying a minimum 400,000 euros for a 2-bedroom apartment to buy. And for 400 grand, you're not getting a terrace like this. That's why we moved a little further out. So there are other expenses that we pay as homeowners that you have to be aware of. If you rent a place, you wouldn't pay any of these, your landlord would. So for example, we pay the comunidad, which is about 60 euros a month, and that's for the upkeep of the common areas of the building. That will vary from building to building. We pay about 500 euros a year for IBI, which is the Property Owners Association. Again, that's going to vary depending on where you live in Spain and the size of your place and a lot of different factors. And the last thing we pay is the annual insurance. We have Continente insurance, which effectively means we're insured for fire, if there's a flood, not a lot of floods in Madrid, if the pipes burst or there's an electrical issue, we're covered for that. That was compulsory with our mortgage. We don't have contents insurance. So for that kind of building insurance, I'm not sure what you would call it in English, we pay 317 euros a year. So each morning I like to do yoga and some meditation, or at least some point during the day. The meditation is through an app called 10% Happier, which is fantastic. And I bought a one-off subscription, lifetime I think, for 41 euros and 32 cents. Obviously that's an international purchase, so it's the same all over the world. The yoga, I spend €1.83 a month. I do an app which is charged quarterly. It's just under 6 euros. I should probably spend more on yoga, but I don't know, the app works. It's called Yoga Studio. And sometimes I go for a jog and that's free. Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. You come here often?
Good morning. So, breakfast time?
Yes, let's have some breakfast, huh? So what are we filming today again?
Cost of living, you remember?
Right, yeah. Okay.
So what is the price of the bread that you're having for breakfast?
We buy our bread in a local place, and the baguette is like €1.30 for
and it's good, right?
And it's really good bread.
And what do you got down there?
This is Marmite.
Ooh, how much is that?
This is priceless.
One of my proudest achievements is I got Yoly into Marmite. Oh, good morning.
Hi.
How are you again?
Again?
So you're in charge of paying the bills in the house, right?
I pay the bills here, yes.
So I have a few questions. First of all, what do we pay for water?
We pay around 20 euros per month for an apartment like this. If you have a massive garden, then I guess you will be paying a little bit more.
What about gas?
So gas, we use gas for heating and for heating water. So of course in the summer months we are paying way less gas because we're not turning on the heating. For example, from the 26th of June to the 26th of August, so 2 months, we pay 42.9 euros. But then, however, from the 25th of December to the 18th of February, we paid 287.
Wow,
of course.
that's a lot more.
Oh, you know, it's the colder months of the year and prices went up.
And I get in trouble for turning on the heating too much, so it's probably my fault.
Always your fault.
So what about electricity? What do we pay for that?
So during the winter, we pay between 30 to 40 euros, more or less. And then in summer, I remember we got 2 bills and it was 47 euros per month.
So the aircon doesn't cost too much more, right?
James is not allowed to put it on all the time as he wishes.
And just another point, if you ever marry a Spaniard, you're not allowed to sleep with the aircon. That's like, you will die.
It's forbidden.
So the internet is my domain, and we have a company called Pepephone, a very Spanish sounding name. It's actually the same company that we use for the electricity. And we have super fast fiber optic in the house as our Wi-Fi. And we also have 2 mobile phones through this company. And we have crazy amounts of data and unlimited calls. And for all of that, we pay on average, or we have paid on average over the last 6 months, 60 euros and 45 cents. So I think that's a pretty good deal. And unlike electricity and gas, that's the same price you're gonna get all over Spain. All right, I need to get some summer clothes.
Yeah.
We wanna go out and have lunch. Should we head out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Allez.
Okay, because we're going guerrilla out in the world, we're changing over to the iPhone in case you notice a bit of a quality difference. There's Yoly
Almost ready.
putting her shoes on down there. So yeah, it might be a bit of a bumpy ride, but strap yourselves in. And also, what is the price of an N95 mask?
Between 1 and 2 euros.
That's the local cost. What does it cost in your town? Right, let's go. Just quickly, here is my hairdresser, neighborhood hairdresser. It's called Hair 21. I don't know what that means. I always kind of figured it means like I get a 21st century cut. What do I pay? About $12.50, I think. I don't even remember, but the guy's good. Okay, so here's my gym behind me. It's a pretty cheap place, only 15 euros a month, but I haven't gone for months because I feel like I'll probably get COVID if I do, and they won't let me cancel my contract. But as you can see, it's called Basic Fit and it's cheap, and that's what you get with cheap gyms. Not a lot of flexibility, but anyway, I guess I'll go back one day.
Okay, so this isn't our dentist, but if you need to come and see Dr. Cervantes, it's about 60 euros for a clean.
So we prefer public transport, but sometimes you just miss the train. So our train to the Puerto del Sol, our metro, is going to take us about 25 minutes. Okay, so what would the cost be if we were sitting in a luxury Uber or a taxi right now, Yoly, instead of the subway?
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, the main apps here for cabs are Uber and FreeNow. You really need to check both because sometimes one is cheaper and some other times the other one is cheaper. So this time the cheapest option is Uber with 9.53. And it would take us 20 minutes to get to the center, and the other option, a little bit more expensive, FreeNow, it was 19.14.
And it's crazy because the other day when we checked, Uber was half the price of FreeNow, so you really had to check twice.
It just depends on the demand.
And in this case, it was 25 minutes on the subway. It would have only been 5 minutes faster in a taxi. What does a takeaway coffee cost from La Mallorquina right in the Puerto del Sol? $1.40 is that takeaway coffee. We also got a takeaway Napolitana de crema. Like the Marmite, these are priceless. Or $1.40.
Yeah, perfect combination.
$2.80. All right, as you know, we've come into the center to look for clothes for me, so I thought I'd let you know what my clothes situation is at the moment and what it costs. Okay, so starting from the boots. These are Picolinos, local brand, about 90 euros. They've last forever, so really good quality. Levi's, I always wear Levi's. These are 100 euros. I have a lot of white and black t-shirts. I need some variety. That's why we're going to the t-shirt store. H&M, 10 euros. And someone commented recently and said, I see James has a new favorite sweater. I don't buy a lot of clothes, guys, and I just wear the same ones over and over. So I bought this at UNIQLO, and I think it was about 25 euros or something like that. You see, Yoly complains that I only wear plain clothes, plain jersey, plain t-shirt. So we're going to this t-shirt shop so I can get some interesting things to kind of liven it up a little bit.
Yeah, you need
Make
a
it
little
more
bit of that.
interesting. What about you, Yoly? What's your clothing
I
situation?
don't have a lot to add, I'm afraid, because I only buy second-hand clothes. This dress was probably about 10 euros, so there you go, you know, cheap, stylish, and eco-friendly.
So I've always wondered about this t-shirt shop, Typographia, which is just alongside the Puerta del Sol. They do t-shirts with designs from local Madrid designers and also designers from around Europe. It's time to get interesting with my
Yes,
clothes.
baby.
So I'm getting Super Mario, a little bit from my youth. This is cool. And different is cool. Different is cool.
And you're different, right?
And I'm different, I'm cool. 20 euros a pop, 20 euros each. I think it's a really good deal for t-shirts with designs from a lot of local designers. Let's go get some tapas.
Yay.
So I've never been on the terraza de Casa Toni with its views of the building in front, but it's kind of nice.
So we're doing the two ends of the spectrum. We're going first at neighborhood prices, so Casa Toni is very representative of that. So we got bravas that are 4.70. We got a pincho moruno, and that is 3.30. And then a couple of drinks. James's Rioja is 2.70, and my mosto, which is grape juice but without alcohol, 2.70. Oh,
Ole.
no,
2.30. Even cheaper. There's a sale on Mosto. Okay, way to go, Yoly. We're gonna go.
Can I have the last patata?
Yep, all yours. We need to go to the expensive place.
I like that. Cheers.
Salud. Glug, 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 glug. Now it's getting classy, Yoly. The food is taking a while, so we got another free tapa.
How do you eat this?
Okay, we figured it out. What are they, Yoly?
Cañadillas.
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 Hardest word to say in Spanish.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
La la la.
Okay, so the sound wasn't very clear in this part in the video, so I'm going to dub myself like a bad movie. So now we're at a more expensive tapas place in the wealthy Ibiza neighborhood. The wine here was €3. Remember, in Casa Toni it was $2.70, so not too much of a difference. The tomato juice was about $2.50. We're not 100% sure, but generally juices and soft drinks are all about the same regardless of where you are, I find. So this is their most famous dish, garbanzos sautéed in langostinos, and it is so good. This was €12.50. So yeah, I mean, it's more than some €4 bravas, but this is seafood. You know, there's more work involved here, arguably, and so I don't find the price of this exorbitant. It's a big dish as well. But if you want to find a true price comparison between La Castella and the cheaper Casa Toni, let's talk about callos, Madrid tripe stew, a classic dish here. In Casa Toni, it's €9 for a ración for a serving, and here it's $12.50, so not really a massive difference. Anyway, that's the end of the bad dubbing. Sorry about that.
So we don't usually have a gin tonic while we're shopping, but I wanted to, if this is a cost of living...
Actually, I think we've never done it.
Never done it. But if this is cost of living in Spain, and Spain is famous for its cheap gin tonics, look at that pour. I don't know how much this costs. I'm going to ask the guy, but I'm enjoying this for your sake, guys. Take them on for the team. Salud. All right, so we asked this guy a pretty big pour, €6 on a terrace with views of the buildings in front. Wee! I may be getting old, but this gin tonic's almost too strong, and I never thought I would say that, but there's some serious gin going in there, all for €6. Ole.
I do yoga too. In the evenings, it's online and it's €10 an hour.
That's so expensive. Mine's like €2 a month.
Well, you know, each to their own.
I'm gonna cook dinner. So everything you see here was from Mercadona, and this cost €33.28. We don't buy fresh stuff from the supermarket. We buy soap and canned tomatoes and eggs and frozen goods and hand-flavored potato chips. So that's what that costs, $33.28. All right, let's check out what we got at the fruit and veg shop. So what about our fruit and veggie haul? €11.87. Nothing crazy, just a few things to get us by for the next, say, 3 days or so. And look at this beautiful wild sea bass that we got. A little more expensive than the fish factory stuff. So this is about 1.4 kilos and it was about €13.50. And it's gonna be delicious in the oven. So I'm gonna start prepping dinner now while Yoly finishes off yoga. What does it cost to take a vacation in Spain? So Yoly and I just actually planned out a vacation that we've got coming up to the south of Spain this summer. We're gonna spend 6 nights. We've got a place right on the beach, an apartment just to ourselves, and that's gonna be €632 for 6 nights. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. We haven't rented the car yet, but we think it'll be about €30 to €50 a day for the rental car. But I also wanted to have a look at what it would cost to travel by train, by fast train, by AVE, or fly. Now we're gonna be a little outside Seville actually in this trip, so we'd still have to get some regional transport. But the AVE return to Seville from Madrid is €65 per person. So the whole trip on AVE would be €130, super cheap. And I looked on Iberia, on the national carrier here, the airline, and it was €68 return to Seville this summer on the dates that we selected. So only a few euros more than the AVE. I always prefer the train, but that's really cheap. That's kind of what the holiday is going to cost. I think that's a really good deal. Now, obviously we're going to eat and drink while we're there, but that's accommodation and transport, and I'm excited. All right, I'm going to check on this fish. All right, dinner time.
Hi again.
We don't usually sit this close together, but it's the only way to get in the
Don't
frame.
we?
Fish, ready. But, Yoly, we don't always eat at home, right? So what did we do last night and how much did it cost?
Well, sometimes we get a little bit naughty. Mainly I am the one that drives it. And last night we got my favorite dinner, which is pizza.
Pizza.
So it was 2 pizzas for $37.49.
Pretty good pizzas too.
Yummy.
All right, but we don't do that every night. All right, we're gonna eat and then we'll chill out on the sofa and tell you how much our leisure activities cost. Wow, I'm exhausted.
Ah, me too.
Long day spending money. So guys, what do we do in the evening and how much does that cost? I mean, we have these crazy vices that we're gonna share with you now.
Get ready.
Yeah, the first one is we watch TV, not just Spanish TV, but we actually watch international TV using a thing called a VPN, which kind of pretends you're in different countries.
Is that illegal?
Not sure if it's illegal or legal, maybe illegal in some countries. That costs us €3 a month.
Yeah. We also listen to loads of music on Spotify, and that is €9.99 per month.
Precise. We also listen to books on Audible, which is $16.95 a month. So books, TV, music, crazy right?
Life.
Guys, if you're curious about moving to Spain, click the playlist that's appearing up here. In there are some videos about how to buy a house in Spain, how to rent a house, so you can start that journey to move to Spain. And in the meantime, remember,
different is cool.
Different is cool. Hasta luego. Ciao. My t-shirt.
Monocolor too. Oh.